I'm just here at one of our villas overseas on this tiny little island, and I'm just reflecting. We're nearly at the end of the year. Basically, we are the end of the year. Now, this and the one next door and the block a few streets away were all acquired during a transfer of wealth, a massive transfer of wealth, which was that thing called the fucking pandemic, COVID. Now, none of these properties, none of these villas, none of these farmhouses, none of these opportunities would have been around or available if the pandemic hadn't happened. Now, what were you doing during the pandemic? Panicking, crying, sitting on your hands, complaining, worrying that you've now gone out of business, the world's coming to an end, outside on your doorstep clapping every Thursday for nurses? Let me tell you what I was doing. Looking for deals. And next door, looking for opportunities, investment opportunities, all around the world, not just in England or London where I live, all over the fucking world. Yes, because it was the largest transfer of wealth. That's what happens when the market is unstable, when society is nervous, when there's a pandemic, when there's a recession, when there's a credit crunch, when there's a 2000 dot-com tech collapse, when there's a 2008 credit crunch, when there's a 2020 pan-fucking-demic. It's a transfer of wealth. That is it. The veterans, the OGs, the veterans, understand this. They've been through these cycles before that go around and around and around and around and around. When you have that experience, when you have that knowledge, when there's a recession, when there's a pandemic, when there's a crash, when interest rates rise, etc., that's when the amateurs, they start running. They crawl back under the rocks. They disappear. All the so-called gurus, they disappear as well. Or they sell fucking courses. What are we doing? Investors, entrepreneurs, business people, seasoned investors, fucking money makers, fucking deal fucking makers. We're out there looking for deals, knowing that we're in the best position, the best opportunity to not even have to negotiate. There's no negotiations when things like recessions, credit crunches, fucking pandemics happen, because we, you and I, the OGs, the experienced veterans, have the upper hand, or we have the leverage, you could call it, where there's not a lot of negotiating to do. These villas were not available. We got this one and the other one next door and the whole block down the fucking street. They were not available because before the pandemic, these people were making lots of money, like 6 to 8 grand a fucking month, renting these fucking villas out on this beautiful fucking island. So then what happens? They panic, they get nervous. What do? We go and secure deals for as long as fucking possible. As long as fucking possible. We don't want it for a week or a month or a year or a fucking season. We want a lease for as long as possible, or we fucking buy it. When there's a transfer of wealth, or we fucking buy it. It doesn't matter. Buy it, lease it, as long as possible. If you're going to do it for a week, why not do it for a decade? Stop thinking short term. Stop thinking like the amateurs. Stop thinking like the broke people. Stop thinking like the poor people. Stop thinking like a fucking loser. Wake up. Wake up. Holiday homes overseas, on a tiny little island in the Mediterranean that rent for like 5, 6, 7, 8 bags a month. Your time is now, sunshine. Your time is now. So wake up and don't settle for the same results you settled for last fucking year. Do something different. Get a plan. Borrow someone else's plan. I share a free fucking plan in my business podcast. All you got to do is listen to it. Do I need to say any more? You can find it. It's Just Business with Ryan OTTO. Boom. Go listen to it. It's free. Level up. Change gear. Don't settle in 2024 for what you settled for in 2023. Go. It's on you. No one's coming to save you. It's on fucking you. Boom. I'm going to get in the pool.